Hi everyone, I'm going to show you a few selections for the weekend. But before I do that, I was having one of my talks at the seminar one day, and this fella looked up and he saw this hat I'm wearing. It's a Queensland State of Origin hat, And he said, where'd you get the hat? I said, well, it's a State of Origin hat. He said, well, listen, I sort of really want a State of Origin hat, but I don't want that one. What I want, what I want is one of those ones that have got the shade on the back. Well, everybody had a good laugh, didn't they? Anyway, so that was then. This is now. And as you can see, the only selections that have come up so far, and bear in mind we don't have scratchings or anything like that. But at Flemington number 2, we've got two selections that qualify as a bet. Number 2, Whole Queen, and number 4, Amazonian Lass. Don't forget you can stop the recording or pause the recording and write these down. Anyway, so Rosehill Race 3, number 4, Stroke of Luck. And Flemington Race 5, number 10, Goldman. And Rosehill number 7, race 7, number 3, Pavitra. So what I can tell you is these normally have a strike rate of around 25% and much better than 50% for the place. So they're good bets to have. You might have those 5 bets and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. And you may not get any results, but then again, I've seen days where all 5 get up. So what I'm going to do now, just going back to the main races that I'd like to look at, and just give you a bit of guidance for the weekend. So back to the GTX program, and what I'm doing here, I'm looking at, not worried about the last at Flemington, although you could, Mars Mission is my top rated horse from my Yankee Girl, but I don't know if I will be having the quaddie or not, so we'd have to wait for the day. If you have a look at Flemington Race 8, what you're going to see here is most of the runners have a 20-point penalty. And the reason for that would be that they're either got a strike rate of less than 50%, or alternatively, they haven't had a run for a period of days, which is more than we like. So what you might have to do sometimes, you can go through these things and say, okay, let's have a look. Well, one of these, by way of isolation, look down here. It's first up from a spell last time, did nothing, and it's had a spell, and okay, it's ready to run again. We don't know why, but obviously it's going to be first up over 1400. Those horses usually do not win. But you can have a look at some of these and look in there and see what would be the reason. Now, it may turn out that a horse that's a second run after a spell like High Stranger, you might look at his last preparation, you might find out that he was a winner at his second up run. And then you could take away the penalty, which would actually put him on top. Anyway, those are the sort of things you can look at. But anyway, we're going to have a look at race 7. That's the Australian Cup. And this is very, very clear here. You have Right You Are from Emissary, Pounding, Cascadian, 8-year-old, but still ran second last start. I don't think I'd want him in this, but anyway, I still don't like backing 8-year-olds. I don't know how they win these days. Maro Chino is third up from a spell, won first up, unplaced last start, and would have to be included, and also Smokin' Romans, who will be a better proposition at his third run from a spell. So you've got quite a few in the market there in the Australian Cup. I still remember, by the way, backing Roman. Look, I forgot the name now. Yeah, you know the one. He was a Roman horse, and he won the Cup at 100 to 1. And my son and I got the first 4, which paid, I think it was about 120,000. No, 128,000, I think it was. Anyway, it was real good money on the day, and we actually bought a big 7-metre cruiser, 6-berth, and all that sort of thing. Got rid of it after about 8 hours running around the lake because it was just too hard to put in the lake. Chewed up the fuel, and once you got to the other side of the lake, you found it was the same as the lake you started on. Mwonga was very disappointing, by the way, so I don't know what's going to go on with that. Bankmore was very good, but it's a 3-year-old. Nothing definitive, as you can see. Okay, this is the Sunlight Classic. It's too many horses in here to say, okay, let's go for one thing or another. Benedetta is obviously a good chance and in form, but still at a rating of $8 and likely to be around $5 or $6 in the market. Not the sort of thing you want to buy on. Let's go back to Rosehill. We'll start race 10. super helpful. We've got it rated at 2 to 1 for this particular race. First up 1, fourth up, second up, and obviously is expected to be at some sort of a price. Taken the blinkers off first time, and they put visors on instead. Okay, they still haven't put a jockey for this, so there is a possibility that it may not run. Anyway, and Mote, which is going to be the favourite for the race by the looks of it, and also as a good final thing, and was the last start winner. Race 9 is the Group 3, and this is Doncaster Prelude, and you can see that Riodano and Caesar's Palace are on top. Caesar's Palace, you might have been surprised with that, but we tipped this one last time and it ran third and paid something like $6.50 for the place. Riodini was in the same race and could only run 7th. They equal on this. Bandersnatch really wasn't that exciting last start. Monamek, it was a great winner last, and now up to 2 wins in a row, going for a 4th. So all chances and a very interesting race, worth looking at. Okay, the Group 1 is the Tancred Stakes. We've got Arapaho on top, last start winner, and we can see that was the Canberra Cup. It's had 30 starts for 7 wins. This distance 3 starts though for only 2 places, but Rachel King is on board. I can guarantee she'll give it her best shot. She's ridden for me, I can tell you. Anyway, so we've got Explosive Jack, was only second last start. That was the Canberra Cup also. So if you've got a Arapaho in, you've got to consider this one. It's had 5 wins from 16, 2 wins at the distance, which is a very good form line. Okay, then we've got Vow and Declare, very good second. I was quite surprised actually, the 7-year-old second, and this is a great rating too. I was very surprised that ran second behind Right You Are, and first up was second at Sandown, and that was a very good run too. Nash Rawiller is on board, and won't be disappointed to have Nash Rawiller on board from barrier 15. My runner was from a very wide barrier, and Rawiller rode it, only got beaten 1.5 lengths. Looked like he was going to win for me, just couldn't do that last bit. Okay, so there are the main chances. Arapaho, Explosive Jack, Tapsy Laird, Vow and Declare. And you can see there's a huge difference between those horses and the rest of them as far as their best performances. In race 7, Pavitra, as you know, that one's come up as one of our system horses. It is going to start favourite. It will probably win, although we've rated it 3 to 1. It's so clear of Pia Rossa. Anyway, the other races, Group 2, that's the Emancipation Stakes. It's a wide open betting race. You've got Mirror Vision and Roots there, the top 2. Going back to race 5, it's a Group 3 only. Coal Crusher is on top. Looks like it'll be about $5 or $6. We're rated at $3.60. We're expecting a good track on Saturday. In the Neville Selwood, we've got a 9-year-old on top, Sunshine Rising, and I will not back 9-year-olds, but it certainly had good ratings recently. It's possibly an overseas born horse, and therefore it might really only be 8, but still, man, how they can keep running at that age, I don't know. I can't run it all, I'm sorry to say. In race 3, this is the Group 2, the Tulloch Stakes, and Stroke of Luck and Full of Sincerity are the top 2, and maybe throw in Major Veal. I don't expect to have a lot of winners tomorrow, but here we go in race 2. It's also a Group 3. Lots of good races in Sydney, the Years and Miss Kent. We've probably got to back both of those, and we've still got Disneck and Inhibitions as chances as well. And in the first, this is the Benchmark 72. It's a provincial race held on the Metropolitan track. Generally, you can stay away from those. I do wish you good luck for the weekend, and have a good day on the punt. And if you've got any good gags, you know, one like that, yes, you can send them to me, and I'll maybe put them in the newsletter if they're okay. Yes, so no New Zealand sheep jokes, for example. I'm not sure if we're allowed to have Irish jokes anymore. Well, maybe we are, because we've all got a bit of Irish or Scotch in us anyway. Okie dokie. Good luck, and thanks for watching.